First in my dream, me and a friend who I am very unknown of were driving down the road. Earlier, we noticed potholes of water spraying from underground. Well, we hit one of those and the car started to spin out of control. Each time we went around, it would spray us again. After that, we finally got the car in control after what looked like a friend telling us to turn that way or left. It left us both thinking of where it had hit us and continuing to drive to get over on the opposite side of the road. The scene changed from this to me being at school. At school, everybody was standing by the window, and a military man stood in the middle of the street and put his AK-47 is what it looked like, or a shotgun. It was brown at the end. He said it's an apocalypse, and everyone started to run and trying to get home. I believe there were sirens, but all things around me were going in slow motion. My friend was crying and just out of control. We both tried to help him, me and this other girl who I guess was my friend. When we got to my house, it was midnight. It was pitch black as it appeared. I'm not quite sure if that's the exact time. But continuing on, I also carried the friend in the house when I guess he was trying to run away. But then again, I think the person had changed into someone like my cousin because he was much smaller than before. Doing that, I can see my other friend getting a green Chevrolet. I'm guessing something resembling my cousin's dad's car. Not only that, but while beginning to walk along the pathway, I remember seeing a wallet that was brown that appears to move as if the cars were going to move out of the wallet or something weird was going to happen. I saw my dad crying as well. I could see him from the screen door wiping his face. I went in the house and handed him, my cousin, to my mother who was there crying as well. I saw my grandmother sitting on a couch up against the wall and told her I want to go to heaven, not hell, and was crying as well. Now, I also want to add that if there were any imperfections in this dream and you could not understand it, I did write this dream immediately when I woke up. I remember, being very frantic and really just, sweaty and like anyone else would be, from a very scary dream like this. But I remember just sitting up and just like writing it down in my phone. So if there's any time where it just kind of like jumbled, that is why I don't like to go back on dreams or notes that I've written down years before and like edit them, because that was like literally a snapshot of what I remembered in that moment. So I don't like editing, but I do like to clear up a few things that I currently speculate that kind of points to right now. I also wrote this. I said, this is current. I would like to say that although this dream occurred 3 years ago, it still shakes me up to this day. I can still remember the roadways that looks very similar to the roadway in my city. Currently, there is construction work done on this particular road, but there are many potholes on this particular road as well. I also would like to mention that the car that we were driving was white. When you sit in a car, you can see the hood of the car from the inside. I also saw the interior framework of the car. At the time of having this dream, I didn't own a car. Today, I own a car that is very similar to the car in my dream. My car is very old and it was given to me as a gift. I did not pick it out. The girl who was in the car that I was unfamiliar of, I feel as though she is my friend that I met later in that year of this dream. The male cousin that was much smaller and younger, I now have a smaller cousin who is similar in age, close to the child that was pictured in the dream. I would also like to add, at the time of this dream, he was very well in the womb. He was born November of 2017, and he is now 2.5 going on 3. And I believe his birthday is November the 8th. Yeah, I believe it's November the 8th. And I just find it so weird that I found like a smaller cousin in my dream. And it just really, really shocked me, honestly. Because in this dream, like many dreams that anyone would have, you're able to like visualize and still go back to that dream. It's really like marked in your head for like permanent. And in this dream, I remember specifically just really paying attention to like the outlining of his head. And not to make fun of my cousin, he is the cutest thing ever. I love my cousins, I love all of my family, but his head does have like a peanut head. He does have a peanut head. And every time I'm around him, his mom, who is my cousin, always jokes around and calling him Peanut Head, just jokingly. But I remember in this dream seeing the outlining of his head, and it did, really stick out to me, because I was just like, who is this little child running around? But I mean, I quickly identified it. And the thing about it is, like, in this dream, I could be wrong. Maybe, he wasn't over there, but I do remember a crowded living room and just this little kid just literally running around the coffee table with some type of toy. And I just really do remember the outlining of his head. Also, this is another dream that I've had, and this is fairly recent. This is something that I want to say I had back in between May and June. So the dream goes, I was laying down on the ground in my backyard, admiring how beautiful the sky was. As time passed by, I began to see the sky turn to night quickly. As this began to happen, the stars glistened and the moon became larger and grew closer to the earth, almost as if it was going to come into the earth. I then began to hear explosions, and I heard my name being called by my mom. Then I started to see balls of fire come towards me. This made me run back into the house. I ran to my mom's room, and I hurriedly explained to her what had took place. I went to the window and saw sprinkles of fire raining down on the window pane. It almost looked as if there were sparks of fire on the window. Then I woke up. Now, I want to say very much in fact that my mom was calling me in actual real life. And I know this because every time I have a dream, I have the habit of running into my mom's room and like telling her, what just happened. And she literally, usually at the end she'll, give her commentary. But I remember at the time that I told her this dream, she was like, wow, I really was calling your name. And I can't believe you heard that in your dream. But I just want to add that, in no way, shape, or form, these dreams are fabricated. This is definitely what I saw. Anybody who knows that when they have a very specific dream that just really stands out to them, they really do mark it. It does place a marker in their head. I would love to share any more visions that I have had or have, if the Lord continues to give me some. So this is just a message, and God bless.